was able to tell us about the cascading style sheets and the other things. So we were able to work on a particular project last week, though he told us that we should go back home and add flesh to it. So like somebody like me, I use that particular methodology in trying to create a kind of website for a school of arts that is here, using all the styles, the codes he taught us on the HTML and the cascading style sheets too. And he told us that in the class for today, we are going to round it off and then we'll move to the JavaScript. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate this. You said you practiced using what you guys had in your previous classes, and then you said something about a school or something. You were able to build something with it. I don't know if you can share what you built with us, so we all could see and.
Okay, sir.
Right.
All right, so let me try and share my screen.
Okay. Sure.
Share screen. Okay, it says post disabled participant screen sharing.
Something. Let me. Okay.
All right.
Check now.
Okay, I can share now. Okay, thank you. Share. All right. Basically, this was something I just did for for myself, but I could not go beyond this because going to
continue, sir.
For sure.
Okay, please continue.
Sorry, let me minimize this one. Sorry, I'm trying to minimize this one so that we can have a look at the preview.
Okay.
Okay. So I was just able to do something like this. Oh, so that's why we see this home something on top.
Okay.
Okay, what have you? Okay, I think it's clear now.
Yeah.
So basically, sir, this is what I've been able to do for for the time being that my time could take me.
Okay. Right. Thank you so much. Okay.
So that is
okay. Still on screen. I want to no. Continue sharing your screen. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Sorry,
yeah,
continue sharing.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah, sure.
All right, I'm sorry.
Sure. No, it's fine.
All right,
we should start with what you have. Okay. The first part of it is your site is hosted using port 3000. What's it called? So do you mind sharing how to get this done?
Okay. And getting the port, my lecturer sincerely, I think that one was auto-generated. So in setting the port, I am not really familiar on how to do that, please.
Okay, so how do you get your page to load at this, what's it called, at this particular port?
Okay, on this particular site was I just used the live preview for this particular Visual Studio software.
Okay.
The live preview was I believe it's the live preview that I used that generated the ports for me.
Okay, right.
What I actually did on this, what I do is that I will copy that port number there and put it on my web browser, and it appears as I want it to appear. That's because the live preview would make it congested. So when you copy it and put on your Edge or Chrome, it will now come out as as you have coded it. That's what I do.
All right, thank you, sir. Okay, the first part Okay, can you do something? Can you stop the sharing stuff? So let's hear from somebody else
Okay.
too. So I'll
All
still
right.
come back
All
to
right.
the structure and everything you have here. Anybody else that wants to talk about what he or she has done from the last class to now?
Yes, good evening, sir.
Good evening, you're welcome, sir. Yes, please proceed.
Yes, good evening. I was able to also carry out a little bit of practice on my end. So I don't know if I can share my screen
Yeah,
now.
definitely. Please. Everyone is
Yes.
allowed to share screen, so we can.
Okay, I think. Yeah. So basically, what I worked on was a site for my law firm. So
Okay.
I'm a practicing lawyer. So I just used that to, practice on. So I worked on some of the codes were taught the last class and tried to integrate them into my work. So this is basically what I did. I made use of the nav element, the header element, the unordered list, and section, as you can see here. Then the div also, the H2, everything. I just made sure I integrated most of them, even the comments. I made sure I integrated most of them, and this was the results I got as a result of the practice.
Well,
So
nice.
this
This is
is
nice.
what I got. So I also made use of form. Yeah, I made use of the form for this part here. I just a basic outlook of the firm's website. So I'm actually still working on. Let me display my CSS.
Okay, right.
So this is the the styling of my site. So I'm working on a new page. I'm actually working on a new page, which is, I don't know, I'm not sure if I've linked it yet, but it's here. So I'm trying to integrate everything in a way that once you click on each hyperlink here, you'll be taken to a page dedicated for that purpose. So that's basically what I worked on.
Okay, right. Thank you, sir. Okay, I have some questions, which is just like some test questions to check our understanding of what we've done so far. So, no, please continue sharing. I'll use your stuff.
Okay.
Okay, my first question goes towards, in an HTML tag, how many elements or how many tags do you have directly inside the HTML tag?
Inside the HTML tag.
Yeah, sure. How many elements are you allowed to put in directly inside the HTML tag?
I think we can put in as many as possible. I don't know if.
No, I mean directly. This the tagging thing works like this. You have it like a nested form. Whereby, okay, for example, you have section, inside section you have form, inside form you have label, inside label you can have input and all of those stuff. So I'm saying, okay, my question is something like, okay, for section now, in the case of section now, you have just only form inside it. So I'm asking you, like, okay, how many tags are you allowed to put directly inside the HTML tag? Like, okay, they are the next, the direct, should I say offspring or descendants of the HTML tag? How many tags are you allowed?
Let me display my ignorance a bit, please. Don't crucify me.
No,
Some tags are nested. Some tags are just, you can't put anything inside. Something like a BR break. If you nest it, you can't put anything inside of it. So that particular one is gone. But for a tag like section, you can put as many other elements as possible inside. That's my ignorance a bit. Sorry.
No, it's fine. Somebody just said to now, do you care to explain more on what you just said? Hello.
So basically, I'll just say the HTML has the head and the body tag.
Yeah, sure. Okay, that's it. For an HTML tag, you have two direct tags inside an HTML tag. That's the
Okay.
head and the body. That's why I said something like the direct descendants. So
Okay.
other tags you can have something like, okay, you have some are, what's it called? They are self-closing. That's the word for what you said the other time. Something like the brackets break tag. They are called self-closing tag, which means when you put something like BR, then you put a slash, then you close it. So the way you write BR, this your line 16, the number was it called, because when you get to something like Riyadh, Angular, and the likes, you want to close your tags. You don't just want to leave it open. In normal HTML like this, it's fine for you to just write the tag without closing it. But when you get to those frameworks, it's required of you to close it. Okay, so in the case of this BR, you close it by putting the / after the R. So that's like, can you do that? Let me see if you get what I'm saying. The BR, yeah, sure. Then put a /. So that's the BR. That's like closing it. You've closed it that way.
Okay, sir.
That's a self-closing tag. So which means it does not require you passing children or having anything inside it. Another example is your input and then the IMG for image tags. Okay, back to what I said earlier. And inside an HTML, you have just two direct elements, the head and the body. So another question is this: okay, what kind of information do you have in the head, and what kind of information do you have in the tag, in the body? Anybody?
I think the head is supposed to contain all the I don't know the English to use to qualify it now, but it's basically giving I think it's basically giving the browser the kind of things it's going to display, and also it contains the other element that makes up the web page, like the style sheet, the display, the kind of display, what they call it now, the display. I don't know the English to use to qualify, but I think that's what it's supposed to contain. Why the body is supposed to contain the actual display that the website is going to show to the open eye. So basically, hey, okay, let me just put it like this. Basically, the head tag, whatever is in the head tag, is not visible to the eye totally, apart from the part that displays on the browser search bar, the title, this title, the contact page title here. Apart from that, every other thing I don't think is supposed to be visible to the naked eye on the browser. But from the body, whatever is contained within the body will be visible on the browser.
Yeah, thank you so much. That's just it. So basically, you have the edge information you have in the edge section are called meta information. Meta as in ME, just like the word meta you have here, meta chassis UTF-8. So what are meta information? Meta information, like the word meta, means beyond. So they are beyond what a normal user needs to see on the site. So like you said, rightly said also, the only information you have in the head section that is visible is the title. And why is the title visible? Because you are gonna see it on the what is it called? On the tab you're working with. Just like in this case, I can see something like Babatunde or Gala and whatever and company. So which means that's the only information you can see on the edge that is actually showing for the user to see. Every other information, they are working background. And then another thing is the first thing you have on line 1 of your page is called Doctor HTML. So if I may ask, can someone tell us what's the function of that particular tag you have there? Anybody?
Without that doc type, the web browser would not be able to recognize that this is a HTML markup language coded document, so it will not be able to recognize it. So once you impute that -doc type HTML, the web browser recognizes that this is going to be a HTML encoded website. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Let me put it this way. You are right in terms of what is expected to do. Hello, somebody wants to say something. Okay.
For the browser to be able to recognize that it's actually HTML. And I feel like it's because it's for HTML5. No.
Okay, you guys are right. It's meant for the browser or the machine or the processing device to actually recognize what kind of information is being processed. But I can tell you, if you don't have it on the page, it will still work, because most browsers or they already, when they see .html file, they already understand what you are trying to send to them. When they see the HTML tag, they already understand it. So don't be surprised if you see like old code bases and then you don't see the type tag there. So, but that's what it's meant to do. It's meant to communicate to the machine and what have you that, okay, this is the kind of file you are trying to process. So, but if you don't see it,
Before you go far,
okay.
Before you go far, so I don't misunderstand this also. This label, can you hear me? This
I can
label,
hear you, but not that clear.
can you hear me very well now? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, this label that we have label for name, then the name, the input type, text, ID, name. So why do we
Yeah.
have name equals to name again? I don't know. And there is no required type here. So I don't understand.
Okay. Thank you for that. I'm gonna come back to that. We are still coming from the top. So when I get back, when we get to the details of this, we look at that.
Okay, so I
Okay.
don't forget. I'm confused. Thank you.
No, definitely. And even if I forget, please call my attention back when we get there. Okay, so like I said, the doc type is not compulsory, but it is conventionally good to have it there. So please don't, so that you don't get it confused when you see some codes and you don't see the doc type stuff there. It's if you are writing code now and you don't put it there, you have issues with me. That's just it. Because it's expected like, okay, this is what we should have here. So you don't want to assume that your browser or the machine that is going to read it will automatically be able to process it, that this is the kind of information it is. But even though most machines and devices already do that.
ṣé tó bá múná lọ ló máa ṣe nísìnyí tí òjì ní ìta iná ọ̀tá fi ṣiṣẹ́ díẹ̀.
Please mute your mic. Oh, thank you.
Okay, so back to what we have in the head tag. We have different information, and like we said, most of them are not visible to the eyes, and some of them are like the chat set you have there, which is talking about the encoding, data encoding. We don't want to disturb you with that. And then the links, we have different types of links. Just like in this case, you have link, style sheets, and then the href, then the size.css. Basically, the link, you have link for different things. One of them is your style sheets. The other one is for the icons you have on your tab. So basically, there are so many of them, so many things you can use the link for, which we don't want to bore you with now. So there are so many information, and I don't know if you might have seen something like this. You send a link to somebody on WhatsApp, on any of these social devices, applications, and then you see it showing a banner, showing a logo and whatever, and then you'll be like, I didn't type all of these things. So they are part of the information you have in the head tag, which we'll get to later on in this course. So that's that on the head section. So you'll get to know more about anything. I don't know if you've heard of something called SEO. Can someone tell me SEO, the meaning of SEO? Search engine optimization. Okay.
Engine optimization.
Yeah, sure. So basically, all of those information are being settled in the head section. So which means those banner you see when you send a link to somebody on WhatsApp and all of those stuff, they are settled in the head section. But the first part of it is this. For you to start customizing, showing them banners and all of those things, you want to have a working site. So that's the first part. And after which we can progress into that. So now into the body, like I said, you have two direct tags inside the HTML, the head and the body. But that doesn't mean that you can't put other tags in it. But you will be, if you are working with a senior developer and what have you, and then they see you putting any tag outside of the side or on the same, on the same level hierarchy with head and body, you might get some feedback, some feedbacks that you won't like. So we keep to the convention. You have the HTML, and inside the HTML directly you have two tags, the head and the body. So inside the body you have, that's where you use all the different tags you might have seen. I don't know if you guys are familiar with W3 Schools.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, so it's been very helpful, very, very helpful.
Yeah, that's it. Almost everybody that starts what's it called is made to pass through that phase with the site, because it's, you have a lot of things there, and then you can practice on your own there even before trying to write anything here. So basically almost every other tag you work with are being used inside the body section, and one of them is the head section, the header section. Okay, I want to say this. You don't want to get these two guys confused. You have head and you have header. The head tag is for meta information. That's information not for the user to see. Why the header is like the navigation information you see on top of the site. Whereby, okay, you click, if you open the W3 Schools, for example, you see something like JavaScript, CSS, HTML, all of those things listed on top of the site, which you can click to go to other links. Then you can call all of those information like header. Okay, nice one. Okay, for example, in this case, you have header. Inside this header, you now have the nav bar. And then when you see the word nav, it's already brings something to mind, like, okay, there's something that has to do with navigation. So inside the header, then you can have the logo, you have the list of URLs you want the users to visit and all of that. I'm not going to dwell on the different tags we have, because I want to believe you've been told to actually go through the, what's it called? The details we have on W3 Schools with respect to this. Okay, now back to structure. So inside the body tag, there are so many things you can see, and there are so many formats you can see there too. So one of them is you have the header, you have the footer, and then you have the main tag itself. So the header is where your everything, just like I mentioned, what we have here, the navigation, the list of the URLs the users will easily access directly from the site in the head section, or in the header section rather. And then you have the main section. There's a tag called main, which is where your main content, what you want users to interact with on that particular page, on that present page, will be. And then you have the footer. But the footer is not compulsory. Why am I saying that? Because not all sites actually use footer. But for most standard sites, like you want to talk about Facebook, LinkedIn, Google and the likes, you want to have a footer, because you can't put all the information at the top. You still want to put some information down for users to read. Okay, now we have some of the common tags you work with are section, div, p tag. Okay, can someone tell me the difference between div and p tag?
Sir?
I said difference between, what's the difference between p tag and a div tag?
A div tag is a container, and then P is like a paragraph.
Right, thank you. Yeah, sure. A div is just like you dividing a section. So if you check the, what's it called, the documentation you have on W3 Schools, you'll see that a div is actually defined like a section in a document. And then when you see the section tag, so you see it's called like a section in a document. So basically it's about you dividing your space into sections. Like, okay, I want to have this space to do something. So it's just like a tag for declaration of a particular space. Then, okay, that's so now go back to the, what's it called, the input tag that was mentioned earlier. So I'm just picking some of these things randomly. So input tag, you have type. I want to believe you all know that for the input tag, you have different types of input tags. You have type text, you have number, which other one? You have radio, you have checkbox, and the likes, dates. But now you have some information on the input tag, and those are like your ID, your name required, and all of those stuff. But to your question about why do we have name equals to name, ID is equal to name, and stuff like that, it all depends on the user. It depends on the information you are
saying. Please that part. This place is not the part. The first part.
Okay, I said the You saying
I
ID.
will show the screen. The first part I answered that question. That part.
No. We are still looking at the screen. I'm still using the screen. Line 65 rather.
It's not here. It's not this one.
Hello. Are you
Mm.
seeing the shared screen?
I'm seeing the shared screen, but the question I asked about. Okay. Anyway, it's fine.
No. Go ahead. Let me get your question again.
Let me see question.
Like maybe you just scroll down a little. There. I don't know. Like co-op a little. That part is the password. Not confused. Okay. Okay, that's it. No problem. That's
Oh,
sorry.
okay. No problem. No problem. I'm just trying to see if we could get what you're making reference to so that we can have that cleared out. Okay,
That's
no
it.
problem.
That's it. No problem.
Okay, all right,
That's
no
it.
problem. Okay, that's on that. So before moving back to picking one of these things to see what you can do around it. So another thing I would like to talk about is the structure of your code base. For example,
You've
now,
not explained though.
hello. I said one of the things that we need to clear out is the structure of your code base. Okay, for example, now, you have a folder. So let me, for example, in this project we have been shared, you have persona, you have another folder called practice. So basically, it seems like we are sharing a bigger folder, which is VS Code. It seems like the folder called VS Code.
Yes.
And inside the folder called VS Code, you now have two folders called persona and practice. So
Yes.
everything you have inside those two folders are being shown here are what we are working on here. So, but you don't want to get it confused, because when you start dealing with your URLs, you don't want, like, okay, you are working on persona, you just want to deal with persona. If you are working on practice, you just want to say practice, except you
Yes,
are
sir. What is contained in practice is a totally different project from what is contained in persona.
So it's better you open at the personal level instead of the VS Code level. So that way
Okay.
you don't get things mixed up.
Okay.
So that's the very first part of it. And another thing I would like to mention is when you are naming files, when you're writing the name of a file or a document or what have you, please avoid spaces. What I'm saying is, okay, for example, for this image, you have Mr. space BC space pass.png. You should avoid using spaces. And it's not because it won't work here, but when you get to some other parts of the code, you might start having issues because of spaces. So except if you are naming a file, please, or you are, okay, when you get to JavaScript, you even understand this better. That it's better you should write the names together. You can use hyphen, you can use underscore or anything. Just make sure the name, you don't use spaces between your names.
Okay.
And then another thing is for your tags, you must have had that, okay, for tags, you can use capital letter or small letter, but the convention is all tags should be written in lowercase. Are we together?
Yes.
So you don't see somebody writing capital letter H, that's for the other writing capital H, A, every other thing lowercase, and then you be like, no, this thing will not work. It will work, but it is conventionally wrong. So all tags should be written in lowercase. So that's on that. So then let's talk about the CSS, the link style you have here. Okay, can someone tell us the different types of CSS we have, like methods of applying CSS? You have 3 types. We have, yeah.
So what happened to that cocoyam? Beans that you want.
Okay, so let's go again. We have 3 types of, or 3 approaches to styling our documents. The first one we have inline.
Local style.
Okay, we have
internal and external.
Internal and
No.
external. Yeah, thank you so much. So can someone tell us the difference between internal and inline?
Inline is inside.
Internal, it is with the same tag as the HTML tag, while the other one you mentioned, you have to start linking it with your CSS folder, kind of file.
No, I think you got me wrong.
So
I
basically,
said
I would
inline, sorry, inline and internal. Inline and internal. What's the difference between inline and internal?
Inline is actually styling bit, like styling from the beginning in the HTML, using the after the head, you have the style before the body. Then internal is like styling it inside. You write, maybe you just put body, you put style equals to start putting background color, something like that. I don't know how to say it.
I don't agree with that. Somebody else?
In
okay,
line, you are styling it in the same tag or in the same bracket as the HTML tag. If I maybe I'm not getting it right, but that's what I know it is. But then the other one, internal, you are going to style it with its own brackets.
So let me explain very well.
Okay.
Inline is using the style attributes, like the style attributes inside the HTML element. Like
Okay.
you're using the style attributes inside the HTML element. And then internal is using a style element in the like from the beginning in the head section. You start with the style element from the head section. Don't need to expand.
Yeah, sure. That's you're actually right. So
Okay.
inline is in line with the tag, just like the word inline. So you have it as an attribute or property on the tag itself. So you have something like style equal to, then you have double quote or single quote, whichever one you are using, and then you declare color red, background blue, and all of those things. That's inline styling. Then the next one is internal. Internal is having it in the same document as the one you are working on presently. Just like in this case, the way you have header tag here, if you have another tag, you can have another tag called style. So that style is the method of implementation is called internal, which means it's in the same document, it's in the same file with your HTML file you are referencing. And then the last one, which is obviously clear, is external. So which means you have to reference it from an external file, which means you have a separate file outside declared somewhere else that you are using for your styling. And then somebody said something about having the style in the head section. Yes, if you are doing internal, you want to put your internal in the head section, but it is advisable. No, not like it is advisable. It is advisable to have it in the head section. Let me put it that way. But in the real sense of it, you are not supposed to. Sorry. In the real sense of it, you are not expected. You can put the site tag anywhere in your code. So you can. So though you won't be surprised if you see a code whereby you see the style declaration. That's the style tag inside the body or towards the end of the body. So the style tag internal could be anywhere in the document, or it is proper to have it in the head section. And then finally, I will say this concerning the different types of styling. It's best to use external. And why am I saying it's best to use external? Because that way you are able to separate your HTML from the CSS. Are we together? Except you are building components, and when you are building components, you are allowed to do some stuff like that, whereby you declare some specific CSS for a particular element. So all of those things are later stuff which will pick on as we progress in this section. So from what we have here, I think what's the name again? Mr. Babatunde Ogala. I'm sorry, I don't know if that's your name, but let's assume that's your name. Sorry, Mr. Oluwaseyi, right? Oluwaseun. Okay, right, sir. Sorry about that. So in that case, we can say something like, okay, you've actually done a nice job with what you have here. Yes, we can see, what's it called? We can see the head section, we can see the body section. You have a button being used, and then you already have a form. Okay, I would like to ask a question. What do we use a form for? Anybody? What's the function of the form tag?
I think it's basically used for collecting of information.
Yeah, sure. We use it to collect information, and then you can we use it basically to collect information, and then you can send the information to the backend. So I want to believe you're already aware that, okay, this is what we are working on here is just the front end. There's still a part called the backend.
Yes, sir.
Sure. So the backend then collects the information, saved it in the database, and when we make our calls from the front end, we can fetch all of those information and all of that. We get to see that all those stuff when we get to JavaScript, because we'll be working with that there. Okay, that's that on that. So let's go to your CSS, your styles.css. Okay. So I want to believe by now we are all familiar with the way the styling works in external file, whether external or internal. Are we together?
Yeah, yes, we are. Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
So
we are.
can someone tell me what is going on in the first declaration? We have body, comma, h1, h2, like that, then p tag. So what exactly are we doing there? Can someone explain what's it called? The owner of this code is doing in that section, in that declaration?
He's styling the body. That's number one there. He's styling the body and also the write-ups in the body alongside the paragraph. He set the margin at 0, the padding at 0, and the font family at Arial Sans Serif.
Yeah, thank you so much. So basically what you see there is group styling. I call it group styling because the declaration you have inside the, what's it called? You have inside this declaration, like the properties you have declared inside this declaration, they are actually applied to all those tags mentioned. So in this case, you are saying for body, for h1, h2, p tag, and then it doesn't matter. You can even say the next one is comma after p, you say comma, then a class dot contact or hash, whatever ID you want to work with, and then declare all of these things. So basically you are saying all of these values apply to it. And then if you look at the next declaration there, you have h2, which is saying color is equal to, color is black. So basically it's saying for every tag called h2, apply this color to it. And then mind you, you can have this color also declared in this group declaration you have up here. So there's still some rules to which one will be rendered. So and then you have this class called contacts, color of this, welcome of this. Then you have body again declared here. So which means if you have here, you have body in line 1, and then you have body declared in line 21 again.
Yes, I got confused when I got to that part because I was trying to study. I mentioned that earlier that I was working on the other page when you click on the hyperlinks on the home page. Yeah. So I was also trying to use this same style sheet, but I discovered it was conflicting each other when I got to that place. So it was basically applying what was here to the other page, but that was where my confusion started. So I just left it that way, that once I get to class, I will have to.
Okay. The thing is this, when you the idea of external style sheets is so that you can have multiple pages using some declaration, having some declaration in common. So when you call these style sheets in Ogala.html, it means the CSS, everything you have declared here will be available in that particular document. If you call it in contacts.html, everything you declare here will be available there. So in such a situation, which means the information you have in your style CSS must be something generic. something that will not conflict what is going to happen in another document. So if,
Okay.
example, if for example, you have another link, one thing is missing here, if you ask me. I'm not seeing index.html. I'm not seeing index.html in your code. Okay, let me just say this. When you are starting a project, mostly in this HTML level, you should have an index.html file. So your index.html file in a particular folder is called the root document in that particular folder. So that's why you see something like, when you see something like facebook.com, when you see facebook.com, you don't see anything like /documents or / what have you on it. You just see in the facebook.com, and then it's already showing you a page. And then you might start wondering like, okay, why is it not showing the /index.html or whichever file is being used? It's nothing other than the fact that it's reading the direct index file in that particular folder. So you might actually want to look into that. You should start with index.html file, then you can start creating other file names. If you don't put index.html file there, then it means you have to reference the name of the file too. Okay, so for example, now, can you do something for us? You have this file now, you have at personal/ogala.html. So now remove this ogala.html. Can you remove it from the URL stuff you have here? No, go to your, what's it called? Not here, no, not here. Just go to your preview. Yeah, just remove the Ogala stuff there. The .html, with the .html, just remove everything after the last /. Then load the page. Hit enter. No, you are not reloading. Just remove those parts and then hit enter. So you see what you have here. So it's showing you index of personal, which means it's listing out all the information you have on this page. Why? Because there is no index.html file. So now go back to your VS Code. Go back to the ogala.html file. Rename it to index.html file. Index, INDEX. Yeah, sure. Enter. So now go back to your preview. Okay, open it. Show preview. So you have, okay. Yeah, sure. So if you see what you have here, this is your index.html. So now remove the index.html from it. So hit enter. So you can see when the index.html is inside the folder, you don't see the list of items in the folder again. It automatically picks the index file. So it is said that for every what's it called you are creating, you have folder and all of that, except when you get to something like React, whereby you use a different structure. But even at that, there's an index.html file somewhere which everything is built on. So please always try to, whenever you are creating folders and all for your projects, when you create a folder for what's it called for display, that's for your pages, for your different pages you are working on, maybe supports, contact us and all of that, you should have an index.html file. If you don't have it, what we saw the other time before we switch to this is what your user will be seeing. And then you don't want your users, yes, sir. So you don't want your users to be seeing the list of files in your code base. You don't want them to be seeing it. So definitely you want to put an index.html file. So that prevents them from seeing this. Okay, so another thing you want to do for us is, so that we can actually have that out, is the images you have referenced here. Please, can you correct them based on what I said earlier on? You can use hyphen, you can use hyphen, you can use any, you can use hyphen, you can use underscore. Because the idea is this: if you just write everything together, it might be difficult to actually know what exactly you have there. When you have words like how should I put it? You can have something like, okay, the word like underground. So do you know if it is under and ground or underground, like the word joined together? So in that case, if you use an hyphen or an underscore, anybody that is going through it can easily see that, okay, this is the actual word or words that make up the name of this particular file. Okay, so then you correct the reference. Yeah. And then when you are naming files, please avoid using capital letter, except when you are in React, when you are building components. Avoid using capital letters. It won't stop your code from working, but it's better to just avoid them. Yeah, sure.
It smells very nice.
Okay, any questions?
Okay. Yes, I have questions.
Okay.
I have plenty questions. Yes.
Okay, let him finish what is I'm putting up, then we can. Okay, okay, all right. You can see the suggestion and then you can pick it up. Yeah, sure.
So I think that's, let me see.
You need to save. Okay, usually I work with something called autosave.
Oh, okay.
Okay, are you done?
I want to. Okay, it has taken effect.
Yeah, okay. All right, you want to do something for us? You want to save other documents too before closing?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, I've saved already.
So you have another one on saved documents in the first section of your division.
Okay.
Your contacts page.
Oh.
Okay, so please go to file in your HTML. Your navigation was called, click on file. Yeah, sure. So just you see autosave towards the middle or whatever after share. So that's autosave.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. Click on autosave. So what that means is anytime you make changes to any document, it's automatically saved, and then your live review should automatically reload based on those changes. So that way you don't have to like keep on going back to controls to save and all of that.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's that. Then the last part of it before we take our questions, yeah, is you want to close this VS Code and open the personal proper. So we know that the only thing we are seeing is personal and not
Okay.
that thing.
I should close the VS Code app.
Yes, you can close the VS Code. I'm saying you should close it so that we can see the way you start personal up. No, just close the old VS Code. Close the old VS Code.
Okay.
So let's open VS Code again.
Okay.
We can see your screen again.
Yes, I'm coming, sir.
Okay, right.
It went back directly to
that's
what was there.
that's what I'm saying. We might actually need to see. You need to click on the folder itself. I want to see if you are working with a Windows system or Mac environment. So that way we
Okay,
can.
I'm working with a Windows system.
Okay. Open your file explorer. Let's see your file explorer where you have this VS Code. Or you can right click on that personal on that personal folder.
Can you see, sir?
I can see your what's it called. I'm only seeing the VS Code.
Okay, I'm coming. How about now?
Okay, we can see this. So go back to, just right click here. No, inside the right click. So you can see open with code. If you click on open with code, it will open the folder with code. But you are not going to do that. So go back to VS Code.
Okay.
Like go back out. No. Inside this, go back to folder VS Code.
Okay.
Okay, so just wait, go back and okay, VS Code. So please rename that VS Code to something else. You can call it project or what have you, or you can even call it VS Code, but please let's remove the space between VS and code.
Okay.
So you can now put hyphen or anything you like. You can call it project or what's it called? Yeah, sure. Yeah, nice one. Enter. So you need to, okay, you probably have the VS Code open in VS Code. That's why it's,
yes, that's why it's.
So you need to close that first so that you can make the change. Okay, all right. So now click on the personal folder. Right click. No. Go back. Right click on it. Then open with code.
It has opened.
Okay, so let's switch back to it.
Okay. I've done that, sir.
Okay. So you can see here now that what you are seeing here, the only capital letter was it called we have of a folder we have here is your project was it called, which is now written as personal. So every other thing using the lowercase, then you can, okay, this is my project. And then we have all of this thing cleared out. So please open with your live shares. Live was it called, live preview or whatever.
Live preview.
Yeah, sure. So remove the index.html from the URL. Enter. So as you can remove the slash self, remove the slash.
Okay.
The last, yeah, sure. So
it came back itself.
Yeah, it's fine. We have some, what's it called? That's the application you're working with. That's the way it works. But for some sites or for some browser, if you were to check with something like VS Code, you won't see that. So you can customize it to always add the last slash to it, and you can also have it customized not to add it to it automatically.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so based on what we have here, you can see, I think we've got this thing a little bit cleared up. And so I want us to take some questions here before moving to the next part of it. Questions. Someone said share the question or something the other time.
Mine is actually, I need to see it on the
question.
It's that the title tag will display on where Babatunde Ogla and Co is showing should be the title tag, but in his code, title tag is written something else like contact. I don't know why in the code it has contact and then in the preview it is showing Babatunde Ogla and Co.
So please click on what's it called. So you can see what he has in his index. That's Babatunde and Ogla. So probably you confused it with another HTML file. So please click on the contact.html. So you can see in this case you have contact page.
Okay.
So it's actually reflecting what is written there. So please help us open contact page with the preview. show preview. So you can see it's showing contacts page.
Oh, now I get it. Oh, now I get it.
Okay, another thing you need to do for me. Okay, I want you to do something for us. This title, I want you to make another declaration of title inside this contact page. Declare another title inside this contact page.
I'm lost. Okay.
Okay, so just write anything inside it.
No, okay.
Okay, reach out. So you do something for us. Reload your stuff there. Click on reload. Okay, the number was called. Okay, do something for me. The first title tag you have there, can you comment it out?
Okay.
No. You don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. Just clear it off. Clear those stuff you
Okay.
added. No. Just clear those. No. Do Ctrl Z. So the hyphen, no, sorry, the exclamation mark and the no, not that.
10,000.
Leave the tag. Leave the tag. Yeah.
Okay.
So you want to do something, press Ctrl / no. Just clear that out. Ctrl /
Ctrl /
Yeah, sure.
5,000.
Control / what, sir?
Just / so you can see it's
Okay.
as you commenting it out. You are commenting the line straight up. So if you want to comment just a part of it, you highlight it and then press Ctrl / comment that section out.
Oh, thank you.
So basically what you have here is this. In this case, you see title showing reach out, which is reach out here. And then the first was, can you press the Ctrl / again?
Okay.
So in this case, you see the first title and it's not seeing the second title. But the normal approach is, I don't know, probably it's because of this stuff you are using. The second is meant to actually override the first one. It's meant to actually override the second one.
Most of us, we have questions though. This is not
Yes.
confusing.
Okay. So I think that's that. So let's have the questions. The next question.
No, actually, you really tried, but I'm confused. I'm lost there. It's going too fast. Did you link this contact.html with the index.html? Did you link them together?
Yes, I did.
Because you're using one CSS, right?
You said?
You're using one CSS for the two, the contact and the index.
Yes, I'm using one CSS for both.
And you link them together. How? Because the contact page is one side, the index is one side, and when you open the whole page, you're seeing everything together. I don't understand. I'm lost.
Hold on.
Sorry,
sir. Hold on, let me try to look for where I made the link.
Your link should be in the head section.
It's really confusing.
So just ask your questions and let's follow up.
This is the style. Yes, I've seen the style.
Yeah, sure.
But because I've tried. I had something like this. I tried using one CSS for two stuff. So it's not working. I don't know how to do it. And
Okay.
So I'm surprised.
Okay, so Mr. Seun, can you do something for us? Comment out the declaration for index.
I should comment out what?
Comment out the declaration for the CSS file where you linked it up with the CSS file. Just comment it out.
Okay. No.
No, you're on a different line.
And you cannot want me to say that.
Okay, so open the file in your previewer.
This morning.
So you can see this page without the CSS like this. So now click on the contact, preview the contact.
I think two was for wedding. No, it's only going though. It's not going.
Please mute your mic, please, Olu. Let us understand, please.
Please mute your mic, please.
I'm already doing that for them. Okay, so so you notice one thing here, when with the CSS being out, the content of the pages, the index, the contact us pages are just what he had in his what's it called. So can you do something for me? This
Yes.
CSS you have in styles, can you copy everything and open and declare first inside okay, use this one. Let's use this one. Declare a style tag inside this document.
Okay.
So like we said, the style tag, your head, your linking to CSS and all of those information should be no. I said the style tag, not the link.
Okay.
We want to write internal CSS now.
Okay.
Close it. Okay, so enter. Okay, so now copy everything you have in your styles.css.
Okay. This part.
No. Go to styles.css. Click on styles.
Okay.
So copy everything you have there. No. Click on it. Now copy everything you have there. No, I didn't say cut. Copy. Control C.
I've done that.
Okay, go to index. So paste everything there. So this is this guy. So you want to do something for us.
So this is now internal styling.
This is now internal styling. So if you now, so you can see everything you pasted here is only applicable to this page, and it does not affect what is going on in contact. So if you check, if you go to styles.css, click styles.css, and now you want to do something for us, delete everything you have here. We have a copy already, just delete. Yeah. So now open contacts.html. No, open with the previewer.
Okay.
So you can see this guy, even though he's referencing this CSS file, it's not showing anything. It's not seeing those information we have there. Why? Because the file it's referencing does not contain some of those, it does not contain those CSS that it needs to actually show it the way it was showing before. So now you want to do something, go back to styles.css, the code. So declare a body. Then give it any color, any background you want. Now just click on it. It will just click enter or what have you. Background. No, use background color.
Background color rather.
Yeah, just click enter. Once you click enter, it will pick it automatically for you. So what is the background color? You can pick any color you want. Yes. Then declare a color too.
You said?
Declare color for body.
Okay. Oh.
Color. So give it any color you want. Okay, so let's go to the previewer to see what we have on contacts and what we have on show is up. Yeah. So if you look at what we have here, contact is only seeing the purple and then the red or what have you color, the brown and what have you color we have declared for body. So now open index with Previewer 2. So you can see index. In the case of index, index is giving a different, what's it called? So if you ask me can someone tell us why index, even though both of them are referencing the same CSS file, same external CSS file, but this guy is showing a different background than the other one. So just close this CSS.style, close the CSS.style, close it, just close it. Close it, yeah. Close that index too. So we just maintain 2. Close it. Yeah, sure. Okay, so if you ask me why do we have this background, we can see both of them are referencing the same external CSS. Are we together? Hello, everyone.
Yes, we are together.
Okay, so we can see that these 2 pages are referencing the same CSS file, but one is, and if you look at both in the CSS file, there's a declaration of what body should be and what color should be. So, but one is picking it, the other is not picking it. Why? Because the one that is picking it has only one declaration of body, and that's coming from the CSS file. And that's why the contact page is just declaring that color and that for his own page. But in the case of index.html file, there is another CSS inside it, which we copied in the other time. So the other CSS you have inside it, which is the internal, is now overriding what you have in the external. So if you look at, okay, yeah. So search for body inside this file. Search for body. Ctrl F.
Okay.
Body. So check all those instances of body. Let's see where we have color and background declared for body. So try to scroll up, or what's it called? Next, check for the next one. Click on the arrow up. Yeah, sure. Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. So type body so that we don't see border and everything. Just type body full, so we can see just only body. Yeah, sure. So you have body. Click on next. What's it called? Next. Okay. So as far as this document is concerned, there is only what's it called? There's no declaration for the body. There's no background for the body. So it's no, you have body here. Scroll down. I can see body here. Line 29. Line 29. So what do you have in line 29? You have, so comment out background color and the color.
But sir,
No, you can use that method too.
are going too fast.
Control, yeah, sure. Do the same thing for color.
I've done that.
Okay, so basically what you have here, undo them.
Is that a form of commenting out again?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
For CSS.
Yeah, the same thing applies whether you are dealing with CSS, HTML, or what have you. So once Control / on Windows, on macOS, Command /. Okay, so you notice one thing, when press, you can check the color of this background, this page you're working on. You can see it's giving something like, it's this background color you have here, right?
Yes.
So comment it out. You don't need to click that. Just since the cursor is on that line, you can just comment. You can see it's not having a white background. So basically, what this guy is taking is the background you are seeing here is the background of its parent container or background of whatever it's working with. So this background is actually coming from body. So that's why when this is commented out, it will look for the other declaration of body, background for body. So return it. So now copy the whole CSS back into your style file. Any question before we record? Sorry, don't wait. Let's know if we have questions on this before we move back to the others, to the external file. Do we have any questions? Hello.
I asked the question, then don't know I asked the question, then everything you even explain just got complicated more. I just asked, how did you link the contact HTML with the index HTML together with the style.css? And then you're asking me to bring this one. We have not gotten to this point. I'm going to understand.
Sorry, can I answer your question?
Okay, please.
Please do.
I think the thing is the styles.css, you know, it has its own file already.
Yeah.
Then the contacts a file index.html file, and if you check the head of the contact.html, you will see that they linked the styles.css.
Open, let me see. Okay.
You see that link there?
Yes.
They linked it to the styles.css.
Okay.
And go to the index.html, please. That commented link, you see, they linked it to the same styles.css. That's why both of them, they're able to access the same CSS file. But you are declaring. Now, do you get it?
Yes, I do.
All the files are inside the same.
All the files.
I have a question, please.
No matter the number of HTML page that you open, just link the styles.css.
What about the contact and the index together? Did they link it together?
They linked it, yes. That link does styles.css. They linked it. They linked the contact. Sorry, please. Uncomment the styles.css. Uncomment it.
No, sorry, hold on.
Another line.
Let me just cancel it. I'm not used with that short thing yet.
Okay.
So it's because they link this the index.html to the same style sheet and the contact.html to the same style sheet. That's why they are following the rules in that style sheet. Do you get it now?
Yes, I get. But the last question, the contact.html and the index.html, did they link them together also? Because if you check, you open the page, the website, you're saying that everything is linked together. Contact
okay. They linked it together.
Together.
No.
I linked it together.
They are linked. So,
no, I think you are wrong. The files are linked to the same CSS file, but the files, there's no connection between contacts and index file. There's no direct contact between them. There's no contact.
Yes, there's no direct contact.
You just need to go to directly. You just go directly to the contact.html.
You see that there's no
nav. They link them in nav navigation tag.
If you check the navigation tag you have there, the link tag you have there in index and inside contacts are the tags used in connecting both of them to the same CSS. So they are connected to the same CSS, but they are not directly connected together.
Why is it showing
contact? But they are directly in this particular
Okay, if you want to link them together, then you now use the A tag. Yes, in the A tag here, you can
use A tag.
That's you are referencing the other elements.
Okay, I get it now.
Okay, so if I want to link them together, I use the A tag.
Yes,
use the anchor tag.
That's where it's linked.
Okay.
Oh my God.
So if I select it here now, it will take us to that same page immediately.
Exactly. If you click on it there, it will now go to exactly.
Okay.
So if you have another A tag that goes to the previous page here, then if you click on it, it will take you back.
You just put the name of the file, then the HTML in the A tag instead of the normal. If you want to go to Google or anything, you just put the name of the file and then the extension of the file. It did as HTML. Yeah. That's how you link it. Thank you.
Hello, do you get it now?
Yes, I do. So this home, practice, practice icing areas. All those things are actually linked. When you click on them, they'll take you to the next page, right?
No, not
That's
all.
Yes.
if they have the page. They've not done the page for the practice areas and the attorneys already. But wait,
I want to explain
those
something.
are tags. You can link them too.
Okay. Sorry. Let me come in here. If you look at this home, practice area, and
Section.
anthologies, they are actually started with the hash keyword.
Hash.
So if in this case, the hash is actually used to refer to an ID on the same page. So if you look at this, in this case, it's actually, if you click on this guy, it's going to bring this guy, this section ID of home, that's line 256. It's going to bring it to
Yes.
view. If you click on the link of practice area, click practice area, you can see it didn't change you to another page. It just scrolls to where this section is on this page. So can you scroll back up? So now click on the last hash was called the Anthony or the Anthony's. So you can see the same thing applies. It scrolls, if it's on the same page, it scrolls to that section. If you are referencing an hash value on a different page, it will open that page and then scroll to that section. So it allows you to open a particular section or bring a particular section of either the present view, that's the present page you are working on, or another page. It depends on what you have in the href. Then it opens the section alongside with it. So two things here. The index and contact page, are they linked together? Yes, they are linked together using anchor tag. Are they linked together to share the same CSS? Yes, but they don't have like a direct link to share CSS.
You said using anchor tag, right? Using anchor tag.
Anchor tag. That's the A tag. The A tag
Yeah.
you have inside this. So if you want to connect one document to another document, you use anchor tag, which is the A tag. So in fact, you can even from here link it to, can you change the contact.html to something like facebook.com or something?
Okay.
Facebook.com or something. Just anything you want. So now go back to your what's it called and click on it. No. Then you want to do something. You can see something here. It's showing /facebook.com. So it's trying to access and it's saying something like file not found. So because you are using what we call relative referencing. Hello, are we together?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We have two types of URL referencing. The first one is relative, then the other one is absolute. What is relative? What is absolute? Just the name. When you are using relative reference, it means you are saying, from my present position, look for this file. If you are using absolute, which means you don't care about my present position, you don't care about where you are, you know that this file is at this particular URL, and then you copy the URL straight up into it. So that Facebook starts before the F, put double forward slashes.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. So go back, take this back to the previous stuff. So now click on the contact, that contact guy. No.
It took me straight to my browser.
No, something is wrong. Yes, it took you straight to your browser. Yeah, because you don't have the preview here. So can you go to if you can show us your browser and have this URL in your browser? So have the URL in your browser so that we can all see it.
Is it showing now?
Yeah, we can see this now. So now click on the contacts button. So what do you see? It loads, it takes us to the URL you reference. But notice one thing, the URL you reference is facebook.com, but we are seeing https.facebook.com. Why? Because facebook.com is actually redirecting you to this www subdomain on their site. Do we understand this? Hello, everyone.
Yes.
No, sir.
Okay, please go back.
I didn't get what you said.
I said when he clicked on that link, the other link he clicked, you know, with inside that link we have facebook.com/facebook.com. But when he clicked it, it took us to www.facebook.com. I'm saying the reason why you have this is because Facebook has a redirect function on their site that anybody that clicks on or that is trying to visit facebook.com, they should be redirected to their www subdomain. So do something for us. The www, whatever you have here, remove it. Just remove the www from it. The www. Yeah. Then remove the dot, the previous dot too. Yeah, sure. So now hit enter. So you can see you entered facebook.com, but is that it has changed it to www.facebook.com. So that was what happened with the URL you entered. We clicked from our anchor tag. So the anchor tag says, please take me to this file. The file you are referencing with an anchor tag could be on your system, your code base, could be on your system, and could be an external link. And then it could also be on the same page you are referencing using the hash key, the hash, what is it called? Character. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, any questions?
Thank you, sir, for that question you answered.
Okay, all right. Please
Very
let's go back.
appreciative
Let's go back to the VS Code. The VS Code. Okay, so I want to believe we all understand what UL tag is used for. Okay, what's the UL
Yeah,
tag?
the
What's the
list
UL
tag.
On that list, it just
We
list
have
that you
two
don't want.
types. Yes, exactly. We have two types. You have UL and then you have the OL. UL is unordered. Why the other one is OL, which
Ordered
is the
list.
ordered list. Okay, so that's on that. So please, any questions from anybody before we proceed to the next part?
Yeah, we just need to do more. This guy
Okay.
tried.
Okay, so let's do
This guy
something.
really tried. Wow.
Yeah. Okay, so please let's return the CSS we copied into the index file back to the styles.css so
Sir,
that we
did
don't.
you use the JavaScript? Did you use it? Because I saw JavaScript there. Did you use it?
I didn't make use of it. I just included it. I
Ah,
was trying
okay.
to actually learn JavaScript on my own, but it's very, very technical. I
Okay.
just did some
No, you really tried.
messing around.
Guy, you dey para o. I
You
want
just
see
dey
your
fly.
pressure.
You just dey fly. Where you dey fly go?
This my learned colleague.
No, I've
You know,
actually learned
try,
this thing
you
before.
don't
I will
try.
refer everybody to Free Code Camp.
Now you are talking. You don't learn them
I will
before.
refer everybody to Free Code Camp. You can easily practice
Cut
there.
that.
You practice you learn codes and practice it also. And they give
No,
you projects to do.
just cut it. No. Yeah, just cut it off. No. Go back. Ctrl Z. So just mark everything again. So cut. So now go back to your index styles.css. So Ctrl A, copy everything and delete these guys. No, just do Ctrl A.
Okay.
Ctrl A, we mark everything.
Okay. Let me just
Then
go.
Ctrl V to paste everything. Yeah. So we can see this guy is back to the same thing. So your contacts.html is referencing the same CSS as the index.html. So the styles you have declared in this guy is applicable to both of them. So I'm going to ask a question at this point. Why do we use external CSS? I've already answered it earlier on. So I'm asking it again. Why do we use external CSS?
I think the major reason is that it's not bulky.
I'm sorry, please. I think we have other people on this thing. please let's talk to let's contribute. If you are not saying anything, we don't know if you are getting us or not.
Well, for me, I think it's just so it's not so bulky and scattered. Just so
Clumsy
it is
is the, I think
organized.
clumsy is the right word. So that doesn't look clumsy.
Okay,
Okay.
to me, I
Clumsy is
feel like
correct.
the reason why we use external CSS is not to make matters complicated. For example, you want to give your backender or somebody to go through them. If you do inline or internal, it can be confusing. For this external is on a different file, so it's very easy to access and understand. That's for me, Sha.
Yeah,
For
that's fine.
Also,
Okay.
also
Different.
if you want to correct something after you're done with your page and you want to correct a thing, you can easily search using your CSS than when you're using your HTML file, because
HTML, yeah,
some
you're right.
websites that has long codes.
Okay. So I want to ask something. So why do it's easier to access files and all of that in the external CSS than inside the internal CSS? But there's still a major, what's it called, advantage of using an external file.
Yes,
can be
the
used
major advantage of using external CSS is so you can share it with other HTML file that you are going to open. So
Exactly.
the HTML file for HTML can also be used for HTML B, C, or D, rather than using the internal style.
Yes,
Exactly.
just like the contact and all.
Yeah, sure. So one thing you have with it is you avoid there's what we call do not repeat yourself, DRY, do not repeat yourself. So all these declaration we have for index, and they're also applicable to contact page. You don't want to write them, duplicate them inside contacts and duplicate, have it in contacts, then duplicate inside index, duplicate inside an app file and all of that. Before you know it, your file size or your system will be, you start seeing yourself that you don't chop like something MB and whatever, and then you'll be like, hey, wait till I don't do. So, but with the external CSS, things that they have in common will be in that style sheet. Another thing you should notice is you can have multiple style sheets referenced on a document. Like I said, what you have inside the styles of CSS is something you think, okay, this style, you are referencing it in index because you think index needs some things inside of it. You are referencing it in contact because you need contact needs some things inside of it. But you can also have another style sheet that contains some maybe body, a tag, and some stuff like that you only want to apply into index and you don't want them applicable to contact page. You have two approaches to it. It's either you declare it as internal inside index.html, or you create another CSS file and put all of those specific details for index inside that and reference it inside this guy again.
Oh.
Hello, do we get that?
Okay, sir. So, sir, my problem is, must all of them still bear the same name, style.css, or we can name style1.css, style2.css?
No, you can't. Can you do something? Try to create another file in that folder called styles.css. No, not a new folder, a new file.
Okay. Yeah, this file.
Okay, click on file. Okay, then create a file called styles.css. So you can see you already get this error that you can't because a file or whatever already exists. So
Okay.
which means you can't create the same file with the same name in the same directory. So if you are gonna use the same name again, it must be in another directory. So how do you go about it? You give it a name that aligns with what you are doing. So the way when you call styles.css, it is generally believed that you are saying something that is general to everyone. So you can now call that index.yard. That's nice. So you can save it.
Okay.
So now go to your index. Yeah, go to your index, go to your contacts.html file.
Okay.
Hello, everybody, are we together?
Yes, we are together.
Yes, we are.
Can you duplicate that line? No, you are still referencing it.
Okay.
Ctrl Z. So
Just
duplicate
copy
that
out
line.
that thing, then instead of
Duplicate
style,
the line.
now contact.
Duplicate. I don't
Ctrl Z.
understand what you mean by duplicate. Sorry.
Okay, do something like this. Press Alt Shift down key.
Alt Shift down. If
No, go back. No. You must press the three together. If not, it won't work.
Okay.
Alt, Shift, then the down key. So that's
Okay.
duplicating the line. So now remove the reference from styles.css. No, you want remove it now. Reference, remove the S, remove the last S. So now contacts, right? Contacts. So you can see it. Just pick it.
This is now understandable. Yeah, thank you. I now understand.
So hello everybody. Hello, are we together?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
So if you look at
together.
if you look at the contacts and the index, in case of index is only referencing one CSS file. So which means the declaration in that CSS file, they will be available for that index file. But in the case of contact.css, in the case of contact.html file rather, you have two references. So which means everything inside styles.css will be available on this page, and everything inside contact.css will also be available in this case. So that's how you deal with a situation whereby you have so many CSS declarations whereby some apply to a file, they don't apply to a file, or they apply to a group of files, but they don't apply to the general setup. So it all depends on the way you want to break your files down. So in this case, we are saying we have a contact.css file. So which means everybody, it's logical to think that this contact.css file, anything you have declared here, it's only going to be used for contact.html file. And then you reference it in your contact.html file. Do we get that?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay, so now open the contact.css file. Yeah. So call input tag. So you want to I want us to use the tag we have inside index, check index and contacts.html file. Let's see something they have in common. Open index.html. Let's see some stuff they have in common. So we want to change them so that you can see how the overriding will come in. Okay. Okay, you can just copy anything from here so that we have it on both pages. Just copy anything from.
Let me just copy this part.
Okay. So copy and paste in contacts. Yeah, nice. So if you look at what you have here, so scroll down on your preview side. On the preview side, no. Scroll down. So if you look at the information we have here, we have Oluwaseun and your full name, then all of this. So if you switch to index page on the preview. Let's preview index page. So scroll to where we have that section there too. So if you notice what you have here, you can see that they are almost like the same thing. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Hello. So now go back to your style, your contact.css. So call h3 tag. So give it a font size of something like 72 or something big. Font size, yeah, sure. So give it anything you want. 72 pixel.
Okay.
Okay, then give it any color, give it color, background, just some other things too. Okay, background color. Okay, so let's go back to the preview. Let's preview what we have on contacts page now. So scroll down. So you can see what is showing here. So what you are seeing in this section is different from what you have on the contact. So preview index page too.
Okay. Mark by
So scroll to that section. So you see, this guy maintains the old stuff we have here. Why? Because he's only seeing the styles inside styles.css, and that's why he's only maintaining that. But in the case of contact.html file, he's already seen another CSS that is telling it to do like this, do like that, and that's what you have there. So that's why I said something like, if you can create as many CSS files you want, but the idea of external CSS file is so that you can group things together and make them available to multiple files or documents. And then when you have something that is a little bit closer to another smaller group of files, you can create another CSS for them. And then if you want to create one for a particular file separate, just like we've done with this guy, we created the contact.css file and then we link it up below the general CSS file. Please go back to contact.html file. So take the contact.css, take it up, let it be before the styles.css.
Okay.
No, you can just use the what's it called to move it up. Just just click on it, then press Alt up.
Okay.
So you move it.
Wow.
So if you look at, so this is still our index.html file. So now go back to, let's preview contact.html file. So you can see this guy is still the same thing because the file does not affect it, so nothing has changed here. So if you look at this guy is still showing the same old stuff. And why are we still seeing the same old information? It's because there is nothing overriding it from the previous guy. So we want to do something now. Go to your contact.css.
Okay.
So copy everything we have here. Control A, then copy. Control A, then Control C. No. You have to click there. Control A, Control C.
Done.
Okay, so go to your styles.css. Okay, so paste it there. Yeah, sure. So now you want to do something, change the font sizes, the information you have there, change it to something else.
Okay.
So which means we have this declaration in both files, but different values, right? So color should be something else.
Does it really make sense this way?
You said?
Does it really make sense this way?
You will see the sense soon. So what do we have here? If you look at this guy here, we have so please go back to contact.html file. So reverse the order. Let styles come before contact.css. Yeah, you're getting it. So if you look at what we have here, nice one. If you look at what we have here, this guy is seeing all of this big stuff, right? So go to index.html. Let's preview index.html.
Okay.
Show preview, yeah. So scroll to that section. So you can see all of the H1 was equal. They are taking green, blue was equal. So just go to that particular section we had. Yeah, okay, yeah, sure. So you can see this background is blue. I'm sorry, green. Then you have a blue color. So now go back to. So this is your index.html, right? So
yes,
let's preview contact.html. So scroll to that section too. So, but what we are seeing here is different. Why are we seeing something different here? Because we have two declarations for what H3 should do or what H3 should be. But is C the last declaration? So now go back to your contact.html file. Hello, everyone. Are we following?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
Yes, sir.
if you look at this guy, we said this guy is seeing something else from index.html. Why? Because there is another declaration of CSS that is overriding the declaration we have from styles.css, which is what we have in contact.css. So move the contact.css above styles.css. Yeah. So you can see this guy is seeing this. Hello, are we together?
Yes, sir.
So you can see in this case,
so
everybody is using the styles.css declaration for H3 because that's the closest or that's the last declaration for H3 as far as those properties are concerned. So in this case, the styles.css is made general available to index and contact pages, but you have something special. You want to do something a bit different on this guy, and that's on contact page. So that was why we created contact.css for contact page. So so that you don't have styles declared in styles.css overriding it or still taking effect on this guy, you move the contact.css under it. So please move it back under it. So now we have what we declared inside this guy for this. So we are saying the declaration we have in this only applies to this. So if you have another file, probably you have support.html or what have you, they will take what we have in styles.css, provided they are referencing style.css, and then they won't see this because this contact.css is only made available for this particular page alone. Any questions?
My head don't full.
Wow.
You don't fool like this.
Please, next time, you just take it slow, no. You get.
Very slow.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
This is too much for us.
This is one question that I have.
Too much.
About this one. Move to this one, move to that one. It's a lot. Like, it's really amazing, but it's confusing. I won't lie.
Yeah, do you know something is this? It's easier for
I have a question. No.
Okay, all right.
It's easier for what?
It's easier for what? Please let us know whether that one will congest the
I
head.
said
Let him talk. It's easier for what?
it's easier for the person who has been putting us through this, like switching from one tab to the other, pick some shortcut and all of that, to actually understand what is going on. And that's why I didn't want to do it from my own end. At least somebody can understand it on the team too. And then if you have questions, definitely you can always reach out to him or reach out to me, and then we can have these things cleared out. So the idea of this thing now is okay, we've had somebody on the team practice it. And definitely I understand some people still don't get what is going on. So that's why we have the question section. Okay, are you confused on this? What do you want us to clarify on this? Do you want us to go back on a part of this? Then we go over it again. And then probably it will be the one to actually put you through, okay, this is how you do this is how you do that. And that way we can progress. Are we together? So any questions?
I feel like normally, you can ask the next question. I feel like for like host, the first step that link the contact and the index with the same style or text, literally like this one that you have to do this and that is confusing.
Okay, the thing is this, some of these things you get them with time. So what we've done here today is to solve some questions, attend to some questions, and deal with the structure of the code base. Are we together? So whatever works best for you, continue to do it. But as we progress, I will correct those things to align with where it should be, just like we've done with this example. So in our next class, we'll be looking at somebody else, what's it called. So if you want us to use your what's it called next class, definitely you do something, and then we can pick that up and then make corrections on it, and then everybody can pick one or two things from it too. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
any further questions?
Okay, you go answer that question. I want to ask you. You go answer that question.
Okay, what's your question?
That question I asked. Label.
Sorry, somebody's
to.
Sorry, I'm trying
Can
to
you hear me?
somebody.
Ah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Please, Oluwa, what's his name? Please go back to that, the index of HTML. So this part where I asked them input type equals to text, ID equals to name, like there's like quotation mark name equals to name required. You know, to me, when I was doing my own, I didn't use this method. So I don't understand. Because his own is looking very nice. Why do we have name in quotation mark, name equals to another name in quotation mark? Did you explain that part?
Okay. I actually explained it earlier on.
No, I thought so.
Yes, I said something that it depends on the user. The name attribute, you have an attribute called name on input. You have an attribute called ID on input. So you are free to assign any name you want to it. So in the case of this person assigned said name equals to name. So which means when the information from this form is submitted, the value of this guy will be sent using the titled name. So if you look at this form, if you look at the label you have on top of it, that's line 65. It says label for name, right?
Yeah.
So which means the user is expected to, okay, can you go to that particular UI so that they can see the UI?
Okay.
Open, no, do something for me, please wait. Go back to your index.html, right click. Click on show preview. Yeah, click on show preview. So you can do that. So you don't need to go to that place to do that. So this is the contact page. So if you look at what you have in this contact page, you have name, this is the title, and then the input field. So the name property on an input field is used to attach a name to it when the information is being sent to the backend. So if you are sending this, if you click on submit now, you are sending name, you are sending email, you are sending this box. How do we know that this one is email, this one is name, this one is message? We know them. You're able to identify or distinguish between this from that using the name tag. So what this person is doing here is saying that when this information is sent to the backend, though, send this information, whatever is put inside the input tag of this input tag, the first input tag, send it with the title called name. And then for the email, send it with the title called email. And then the last one, the name is message. So send it with message. And then you have another tag on each of these guys, which is required. I want to believe you understand that the required there means that if these guys are not filled, this form cannot be submitted. So you can see, so it means it can't be submitted. So now you do something for us. Please fill all of these guys. Fill them and click on submit. Just write anything, just anything would do. Then the email, right? Put in the proper email. Just any random email. Okay. Then just type anything as message. Then click on submit. So look at the information on the URL. You can see it says /post is equal to name is equal to Oluwaseun. That's Oluwaseun is the name, is what you have on the input tag. You can see the input tag we have here says, that's line 66, says input of ID is equal to ID is equal to name, and then name is equal to name. So it's only using the name attribute on it. So the attribute name says its name. So when this information is being sent to the backend, this is like saying that you are sending it to the backend. You can see what he entered inside the input tag was Oluwaseun, right? Hello.
Yeah.
So you can see what is being sent here is name equals to Oluwaseun. Then on this, the next input tag, the name is email. So on this, is sending email equals to boy.40 and whatever, which was what he also entered for inside the input tag. And then the same thing applies to the text areas too. So what you are doing with the name tag, like I said, you could use anything you have or anything you want as a name. All that matters is you must align what you are sending. The name you are using must align with what the backend is expecting from you. Hello, are we together?
Okay. Because my own, I did it like this. I wrote label for, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah.
Label for password, like label for equals to quotation mark password. Then I closed the tag. I wrote password, closed the label tag, and then I came down to put input ID. I didn't use input type. I used input ID equals to password in quotation mark. Required type equals to password. Then I closed it. So I don't know if I made a mistake because it was still showing me the same thing. So I don't know if I'm supposed to follow this process.
Let's do something here. Let's do something here. Can you share your screen?
Me?
Can you share your screen?
Ah, my battery is down. It's on my phone. My phone. I'm charging my phone, sir.
Okay,
Maybe
okay,
the next class I'll share it so that everybody see what I'm saying.
okay, all right. Okay, I want Mr. Shehu to do something for us. I want you to change this name to something else on the input tag. No, not that name. The value of the name attributes. Change it to something else. You can change it to full name, anything, just something there. Okay. So now let's go back to the what's it called here? Preview it. Let's preview it. Show preview. So yeah. So let's fill the form again. So the message, then submit. So if you look at what you have here, you can see this guy is not sending name again. He's now sending it using the name value, which is full name. So now the full name that is being sent to the backend is full name is equal to what is sent, the email equals to what is written, and then the message equals to this. So you want to do something for me, sir?
Yes,
Do
sir.
we understand? Hello, everyone.
Yeah.
Do we understand this?
Yeah.
Okay, now go back to the input tag here. The type is equal to text. Remove it. No, remove the type equals to text. Remove it totally.
Okay.
Remove the ID too. Okay, so if you look at what you have here, so let's show preview again. Yeah. So if you look at what you have here, it's still the same thing. By default, input is of type text. So you don't need to actually write all of those stuff there if you don't need them. But by default, when you the suggestion that comes with VS Code will give you the ID and the name because it is believed that in most cases you need them. Are we together? So in the case of this guy, so in the case of the first one, which is full name, you don't need to put the type text because that's the default value for input. But in the case of email, you have to put type email so that it can validate, can check that what is being sent from that field is what is being called. So in this case, okay.
Type. I'll share the screen. I'm trying to share my screen.
Okay. So you can see this one. You want to submit it saying, please include @ in the email because it's expecting something like any email you want to enter, there must be an @ whatever symbol somewhere along the line. Okay, so please let's have a sharing experience so we can see what she's saying further.
Can you see the screen?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay. So this was I was saying my own. I didn't like this for my format view. Input. Can you see?
Yes, I can see.
I don't know why
I can see.
We can see the screen.
We can see your screen.
Okay. So I did input ID equals to date, required type date, label for date, and I closed it and then date here.
Yeah, sure.
I didn't do date equals to date, quotation date, even date. I just saying the same thing. So I don't know if I'm wrong or I'm supposed to follow the same pattern that I did. Or is this pattern okay? I'm trying to go like you said.
Yes, you are using like yeah, sure.
So this was, I did something like this and it's still giving me the same stuff. I've not styled it, but this is just like a form. I was just doing something. It still gave me the same thing. So I'm wrong this way. I'm supposed to follow the wrong pattern. Like I don't know.
I think I don't get it there.
Like,
Hello.
am I wrong? The pattern I use right now, this pattern, this old
Yes.
pattern, am I wrong? Or I'm supposed to use his own pattern? I don't know.
No. There is no fixed pattern to how you can do it. In fact, if you ask me, I will put the input tag inside the label tag. But this way, what you are doing here is you are saying for label for email, which is whenever they click on the label, anything inside the label is to bring focus. So that's like autofocus on your input tag. So what you have here, the only thing I can say you might need to work on here is add the name tag on the name attribute on your input fields. And why is because when you are sending to the backend, it's gonna be looking out for the name to send to the backend. So apart from that, it doesn't matter whether you have ID before required or type before this or any other in which you write the attributes on this guy. It doesn't matter. If you like, you can put the input tag inside the label. Personally, like I said, I'll put the input tag inside the label, which means everything inside the label will reference the guy. Are we together?
So this input ID equals to email required type email. Does it mean that if I should complete this work, for example, and then somebody wants to write an email, if they don't write it correctly, it won't go, right?
It won't go because you have required on it. You have required on it. And then the required will flag it automatically that this thing does not follow the format. So let's do something. Add a button to your what's it called? Create another section after the div put button.
Is it after the form or after the div?
Anywhere you like, as long as it's inside the form.
Okay. Should I close it?
Close it, definitely. So write submit or anything you want.
Okay.
Okay, all right. I think you are using this stuff to if you like the autosave, you can switch your own to autosave too. Okay, so that's that. If you look at what we have here, so try to click on the submit button here.
Can I click on it?
Yeah, please click.
Please fill out all these fields.
Exactly. So yeah, write anything you like inside the email. Write anything you like there.
Anything at home?
Yes, just write anything that is not email. Just write any text you like, whatever. Yeah. So click on submit again. So you can see it says add. So which means this is actually checking for the type you declared. You said the input is of type email. So it's not type text. So it won't just take anything from you. So it must be type email. So you must enter something that follows the email pattern. So put add something, whatever, the email format. Now write anything of email. Write an email there.
Okay.
So submit if you are done.
Right. Like this, right?
Yeah, sure. Click on submit. So you can see the first one has passed the test, and that's why it's not seeing the second one has been wrong. So write something inside password.
Okay.
Type anything inside password. So if you look at the type password, it's what's it called? It's hidden. Why? Because you declare it as type password. So go back to your if you were to be type text or you didn't declare any type, it would have been text.
How do I do it? How do I declare any type? Like maybe I want numbers or text. How do I do it?
You are already doing it. If you look at this one, you call type of this guy as password. That's why it's not showing the password. It's just showing dots. So if you change the password, type is equal to text. Change it to text.
Okay, equals to text.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Okay, so you save.
Yeah, save it.
Yeah, no, never. Don't save it. I'm saying don't save this. Okay, so now go back, fill the form again.
I should fill the form again.
Yes, you have to fill the form again. You are using live, what's it called? Live server. So
yeah, I've done it.
Yeah, so just click on this to add the first email so you don't repeat writing email. Yeah,
Okay.
sure. So now for the password, you can see the password is showing. So because
Okay,
you are
yes.
using type, you are using type text. So in the case, so it will be testing against text in that case. In the case of email, when you wrote something that does not include the art for email, it didn't pass it. Why?
Yeah.
Because it does not follow the pattern. Yeah, now for the next guy you have here, date. Date is now type date. So
Okay.
now enter, click on that, what's it called? Click on that calendar stuff. No, you can use, no, just click on that guy there. Then you can see a calendar be drop down. Then you select
Yes.
once.
Yes.
Just select any date you want. Then click on submit. So
It
if you
didn't
look
go
at
through.
it actually went through.
Oh, okay.
But you notice one thing, there's now a question mark after your index.
There's a question mark after my index.
No, look at your browser. Look at your browser, not the code. Not the code.
Yes, yes, this
Your
one.
browser, you can see on your URL, you can see there's a question mark near now.
Yes.
So the question mark is, it shows you that, okay, something actually happened. But all the information you try sending didn't go through. Why? Because all your input tags, they didn't contain the name attribute. So nothing was sent to the backend. So it's just like you sent an empty payload to the backend.
Oh, okay.
So now go back to the input tag. Now go back to the input tag. Add property name to one of them. Just one of them.
Which of them? Which of them?
Any of the input tags.
Okay. What should I have?
Name property.
I don't understand. Name property.
Name attributes. The name attributes. Name, just type name. Just type name. Equal to something. Yes, equal to, just give it something.
Anything I like.
Anything you like.
Oh, don't have anything in my head.
You can put anything you like.
Okay.
Food, okay, right. So let's go back to your form. Go fill the form on the browser. No, you have to save first. Please, you save first. Or you can also switch to auto save.
I need to do this first, auto save. Maybe when my battery. Oh, my battery is down.
Yeah, sorry. You close. Okay, so so enter the email again. Go to your browser. Go to your browser and no, don't enter anything there. Just leave that guy. Yes, go to your browser now. So enter email.
This one?
Yes, enter email. Or you can do something for me. Before you enter email, remove the question mark you have there and reload the page. So we can be sure that, yes, enter. Click enter. Now, so we know that there's no question mark on it again. So enter email. Just click. Enter, no, age, whatever, just enter email.
Like, should I write it in the correct form?
Yes, no, just write some email, write email so that we can proceed faster. Email, any email you want. Write an email.
Huh?
Write an email, just anything you want as an email, anything that follows the email format.
Okay.
At something.com.
At something.com, yeah, sure.
Okay.
So then enter password too.
Okay.
So dates, do the same thing for dates. Then pick a date.
Okay.
So now submit. So if you look at your URL now, you see that after the question mark, the only thing that is being sent is food.
Yeah.
Because of all the input tags, of all the input stuff you have here, the only one that has a name is food, and that's email. You are passing email here, but you are saying that it should be sent to the backend with the name of food. So that's why email is the only thing showing on your URL that is being sent to the backend with the name of food. So the name is food, then what is sent is what you entered inside the email URL. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Okay, all right.
I do. Thank you.
So any further questions? I think this is already past 8, and left to me, we can just continue like this till tomorrow.
It's past 8 already.
Yeah, sure.
So I'm catching headache. Just let's past it.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. I'll just go.
We can call it a day.
Thank you, sir.
We can call it a day.
Okay. Yeah, sure. We should call it a day, but I want to do something. I want us to do something here at this very point. Which is so that the next class, what is sharing with us now, we don't have to be like, okay, everybody can actually follow up with what is working on, and that's the use of Git. Hello, I don't know if you guys were told GitHub.
No.
Okay, we do something here. Okay, I think you still have more charges on your system. So please, Mr. Sean, let's have your system again.
Okay, sir.
So your assignment for everybody will be to understand this process. So open your terminal, open a terminal inside your VS Code. Terminal. Yeah, sure. Okay.
Please walk me through. I don't.
Okay, so open terminal, go to your navigation stuff for VS Code. Click on what's it called? Open view, click on view. No, the top navigation for VS Code, where you have files, view, select, and all of that.
Where you have file edits and
select, yeah, sure. Click on view.
I'm trying to. The zoom icon here is covering up the upper part of my screen.
No, we can see it clearly. It's on your left.
We are seeing it here.
Top right.
Yeah, I'm unable to see
top right. I'll be top left.
Yeah, top left.
Where you have your file, edit, selection, and view.
Where you have the VS Code logo.
Hold on, sorry, please. Let me try and sort this out. Okay. Sure.
Hello, any questions? Okay, so click on file. Move to the next one. No, not file. You are not opening file. We want to find the what's it called? The next one. The next one, view.
Yes.
View. The next one.
The icon here is. How can I remove this icon?
Which icon?
The Okay, I've done that.
Okay, click on view. So you can you can see terminal down here, second to the last.
Okay.
So see the command for it.
Control plus.
No, not plus. Control plus the other key. That's backtick.
Backtick.
Okay.
Back.
That's backtick. So if you press control and backtick, it will open terminal for you. So I want you to see. That's why I didn't say. That's
okay. Let me try.
Control backtick.
Control
backtick.
Backtick.
No. Control and backtick. You have to press them together. Like when you press control, don't move off the control when you press the backtick.
Okay.
Backtick is different from apostrophe.
Okay.
Is that icon before one, Abi?
Yes, before one, exactly.
Okay.
Before one on the keyboard, yeah.
No, you have to press control. You have to press it while the control is being pressed. You have to press it. Yeah, sure. So, hello, somebody. Yeah, what's it called? Yeah, okay.
Can you guys mute yourselves?
Okay, so let's do something. Press Git. Git, enter.
I've done that.
Okay, your system, okay, you are using PowerShell. Okay, so click on PowerShell, this PowerShell here.
Okay.
Click on it. So your system is using PowerShell. Click on it again. Sorry. So you have the different types of shells your system is using. So we don't have Git on this system. Okay. So open your browser.
Okay.
Sir, please, are you going to repeat this process again? I'm going offline now. My battery is really down.
Okay, all right, no problem.
Is my browser showing?
Thank you,
Your
sir.
brother is not showing yet.
Oh.
Okay,
Hold on.
let me do this. Let me do this. Let me do this. Let me share my screen.
Okay.
I think that's best.
You come. Okay, can you see this? Okay,
Yes.
what I mentioned is Git. So
You can see it.
basically there's a software or there's a platform called GitHub. So github.com. So what do we do on GitHub? GitHub is for us to actually save our codes. So that way, when you are done with your system, God forbid anything happens on your system now, or somebody you just have a kid that comes in and then deleted the files, then you'll be like, Olorun, kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? So to avoid situations like that, you want to push your code somewhere outside your reach, outside your system, such that you can make reference to it some other time and then copy back your files. And then even if you don't have your system with you, or you want to share what you've done with others, you can make a push to it and people can see it. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
So basically, we are going to be installing some stuff on their system, on your system, everyone. So the first thing is you search for Git. This is Git. So you go to download. So you can see download for Windows, download for Mac OS. When you click on download, it takes you to this, and then you can select whichever is applicable to your system. So in my own case, I'll just click on this, and then you can install it. So this is your assignment. Install Git on your system. So if anybody is having issues with it, I'm gonna drop my number, so you can call me anytime, so I can walk you through this. So against next class, everybody must be able to use Git, and whatever you're working on between now and next week, you must have it on GitHub. So two parts to it. The first one, you want to install this software on your system. That's Git. So this is Mac OS. You follow the instruction. But for those that are using Windows, if you click on the Windows, what's it called? You get to this, and then you download the 64-bit setup. You install it on your system. So once you install it on your system, you have something called Git on your system. So what is Git? Git is a version control system. A version control system in the sense that you get to keep different copies of your work at different intervals. Okay, so I'm gonna do something here. Then there's not a site called GitHub. So please don't get them confused. There is Git and there is GitHub. Git is the software you are using to push your code to the cloud. While GitHub is a company or is a software online that allows you to save what you've worked on. So for example, now you can see on this side of my screen, you have Mazibai web app, all of this. These are projects I've worked on and I have saved on this site. So if anything happens to my system, God forbid, I can always log into this site and pull this information out and use them on my system. So for example, now, if I click on this guy here, SSH, so I have some files listed here. Are we together? And then if I go to this guy here, I have some files listed here too, which is of a project I worked on. We have all of this there. So the first part of your assignment is installing Git on your system. The second part is creating an account on GitHub. Are we together? The first one is install Git on your system. The second part is create an account on GitHub where you will push your code to. So I'll make a quick example of how this works. So the first part of it is after having Git on your system. So I have Git on my system already. So I'm gonna, sorry, can you see this? Okay, resume share.
I see it. You can see it.
Which
Yeah,
one are
we
you
can see.
Okay, new share. So I'm gonna click on this. Can you see this now?
I'm not seeing anything.
So what are you seeing?
Just
Okay,
the
okay, I'm coming.
Just your screen. Download for Windows.
Okay, can you see this now? Hello, can you see my screen now?
no.
We
No,
can see your
sir.
screen.
Okay, I'm coming. Yeah. So, share. Can you see my screen? No.
No,
Can see
sir.
your screen.
Oh, good. Okay, what's it doing? Let me share the video, sure. And then sharing the participants. Um, stay. Okay, can you see this?
Yeah, we can
Yes.
see it.
Yes, we can see.
Okay, so I'll open a new VS Code here, or I'll just go to my desktop, create a folder. This is a folder called article. So I'm gonna create another folder here. So I'm gonna call it Saturday. Let's just call it Saturday. So I'll open this folder in VS Code. Are we together? So inside, so this is my project called Saturday. And then, like I said, you create index.html file, and then
No, so we're not seeing those ones you're talking about now. So we are seeing your Apple wanting ID wants to use your camera. We're not seeing the things you're referring to.
are you seeing my VS Code?
No, sir.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna do this. Okay, resume sharing. New share. I'm coming. Yes, what we do. Shape to select. Okay. Okay. Okay, can you see this now? Hello? Hello, can you see
Yeah,
my
we
VS
can see your screen. Can see your
You can,
screen.
you can see the VS Code now.
Yep, we can see it.
Okay, so this is the index.html file. I'm gonna delete it. Okay, let me just leave it. Index.html file, and then there's nothing here. You can press exclamation, then you pick the first option. It gives you a default structure like this. Okay, so with that, I'm gonna put something here. Div welcome here, and then I'm gonna create another file called CSS or styles.css. Yeah, so we call it body. font size 12 pixel, and then background color yellow. Okay, so I'm gonna go to this, open this with live share. So can you see this? Hello?
Not yet.
Yes, I'm seeing it too.
Yes, sir.
You can see the VS, you can see my browser.
No, I still see your
No,
The VS
we're not
Code.
seeing the browser.
The VS Code.
Okay,
We are only seeing your VS Code. We can't see your browser.
okay, I'm coming. So add this VS Code, this. Okay. Share. Okay. So we have this. You can see this.
Yes.
We can see
Yeah, we
welcome
can see
here.
that.
You can see welcome
Yes, we
here.
can.
Okay, and then you
Yeah.
have this. Which other one? And then you can see this too.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna rearrange them. Saturday. VS Code. So this is, we have index and this guy. I'm gonna call link CSS. That's ties.css. So this guy is already referencing this. And then I'll put H3 hello world. So here we have H3 font size 45 pixel. Don't mind me. Color red. So if I switch to this, you can see this, right?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
So I'm gonna go back to this guy. I will use Git
I see
here.
that.
So here I have my terminal open. Then you initialize Git here. So this is your assignment. When you create your folder for someone who has a project already on ground, you have to do this. Open your terminal, then do Git init. So you can see it says initialized empty Git repository in this. So you have something like this. And then you do Git add. Okay, this session is recorded. So you do Git add, which means add everything inside this folder. The next thing is Git commit -m. Then you say my or first commit or anything you want. So after that, so let me just start with this person. So we go back to our browser here, and then I open a new tab on GitHub. I'll say new. Then the name of the new is Saturday. I'm gonna call it Saturday. I'll change this to BB tests. So that's when you create your own account, you probably be seeing your username. So BB test, and I'm gonna make it public. So then you can just leave all of these things you have here and click create repository. If you create it, once it creates it, it will give you this command. This is all you need. Once you've created your Git and everything, you can see the first thing I did was Git init, right? Then I did Git add dot, which means add everything inside the folder. If not, you start doing something like Git add the name of the file, the name of the second file, like that to the end. But when you do Git add dot, it will add everything in that particular folder. So then you pass your commits, then the name of the branch, if you want to use a branch. Then the next thing is you add this guy. Are we together? So this guy is talking about where you want to push your code. So I'll come back here and paste this guy here and hit enter. So it's gonna push the code to this. So I'm saying that this code, once I do git push, everything here should show on this particular repository. So the next thing is you copy the next line, which is this guy. Copy, and then you come here, paste it here, and hit enter. So you can see, just don't mind the English for now. You can see total whatever to this particular address, it has been pushed to the branch called main. So if you come back to this site and you refresh this page or you load this page, you can see my index file and the content inside of it. You can see documents, hello, welcome here, hello world. And then for the CSS, and for the CSS, so this is your assignment. I'll go over this again the next class, but I need you guys to have a view of it, to go around it, brainstorm around it, get it done against next class. So which means for Mr. Sheu, I want to see your code on GitHub next section. So this is the CSS. So you can see everything I have declared on my system is now on this site. So if anybody should copy any of this, copy this link. If anybody should copy this link and open it on your system, you will be able to access what I have on my system. So which means moving forward from the next class, the end of next class, you might be working with somebody on the group. And when you're working with somebody on the group, you want the person to see what we've done. Okay, how did you do this line on your code? How do you do your index file? How do you do all of this and all of that? So instead of you trying to like share your screen with the person and show the person, you can just share the link to the person, and then the person can walk through it and understand why you have this upon this, why this is beside this and all of that. And then if they have questions, they can ask you questions, and then you answer the person back. Are we together?
Yes.
So what we've done here is this particular folder has been pushed here, and you can see it says first commit. So if I add another file here, called readme, it's usually important to have .readme in your file. So this is just a test.
Sorry, what's readme for?
Readme is a file that's where you describe what is going on in that particular project. Please, hello everybody. This section is recorded, so you might actually have to go over it again to pick some things you might have missed. And then if you have questions, please always reach me anytime. So this readme is for you to add anything, a description about what the project is about. So let me switch back. No, let me just finish this. So I'll show you examples from another one later. This is just a test project. So you can style it. They have a lot of styling stuff you can do on it, but we are not doing that now. This is just for you to see the push again. So I've made changes to this file. You can see from here, it says you, it puts you here, which means that we've made some changes here. You can see it says 2 problems in this file on track. So, but the main thing you can see here is the file is on track. So the next thing you want to do is git add dots. So which means add everything. So you can see this U has changed to A, which means the file is indexed, but it has not been pushed. It has not been committed, which means it has not been saved under level. So git commit -m added readme.md file.
My brain is shaking now.
And you can go to the video. That's why it's an assignment. It's just what I'm here for you.
I'm just overwhelmed.
Oh, we are oversaturated now.
Yes. You go over the video once or twice again. Check it online. If you have questions, reach out to me, and then you can have this thing cleared out. So you have this guy added.
Sorry, sir.
Hello.
I have a question, please.
Okay.
Please, can we get this class recording every week? They say they will send to us. We don't always get it.
Okay.
Can we get this one?
I want to believe this guy. This group is on the WhatsApp group. We have a WhatsApp group, right?
Yes, we have.
Yes, we have.
Okay. Can someone add me to the WhatsApp group? Okay. Okay. I'll get to the WhatsApp group and get added. Then I'll drop the video there.
Okay.
And your number, please.
Thank you, sir.
My number, yeah, sure, definitely.
And your number.
Okay, all right. You have it there too.
All your numbers.
I use just one basically. Okay, so yeah, I said git commit -m add this whatever. So what I've done here is I've made another change to this particular file or to this particular project. So I've said add readme file is the commit on it. So the changes I've made is just add readme file, which is add the readme file. And then I will say git push. So push is send it to the cloud. It pushes it to the cloud. And then if you go back to this guy here, and this guy, if you refresh it or just click on this guy here, you can see we have verifies now, readme, and then there's a commit on this added readme file. So if you click on this commit now, it will show you what really happened in that commit. So the idea of it is this: you can do something today, commit it, do something tomorrow, commit it, do something next year, commit it, and then you find out that something is wrong with your code and you want to go back to what happened before. This will allow you to go back. So if you see, when I clicked on that first commit, it brings out what happened in the first commit, which is we added the index file with this content, we added the CSS file with this content. So I'm gonna go back here. I will click on this guy. You can see the only thing we have here, it says readme file, and then what do we have from readme file? This is just a test project. So this way you can actually go back in history to see what you did at a particular point in time. So like the other time when I asked Mr. Sheun to move some CSS from one folder to another, from one file to another, you know, anything could go wrong. And when we wanted to return it back and then probably did delete or something happened, you close the VS Code, then which means we will lose the what's it called, the styles here there. And that means you might have to rewrite all of that CSS again, which obviously won't make sense. But when you do this thing, like you push at every instance or you make a commit at every instance when you think you are okay with what you've done, when you make some changes and then you are like, I'm confused though, you can always revert back to that particular point. So how to go back to a particular point, I will explain it next session. But let me just show you from here. I will explain this next section. This, I can do git log. So you can see it says commit 1, commit 2. So I'm gonna pick this. I want to go back. I want to return all of these files back to this particular point. I'll pick this guy, q git checkout, then the commit number. So you can see it has deleted the readme file. So which means it has returned my code back to the way it was at this point. You can see saying git this particular number. So same thing, if I want to return back, I'll just say git checkout back to main. So you can see this guy is returned back here. So this is a way for us to actually keep our files, share our files, and also ensure that nothing is missing and nothing is lost. Any questions before we close?
Thank you very much, sir.
Tons of questions, but sir, I can't ask them now.
Thank you very much.
Sir, let's just go and sleep.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. Okay.
My question is based GitHub and all. I already have GitHub account and I can push, but my GitHub is already linked with my what's it called, my VS Code. So anything I do, it appears on the GitHub app that I have on my system. So do I still need to install Git, like you said, because I already have GitHub installed on my system?
For
So
anybody who has it does not need to create another one. The cocoa of this section is just you have somewhere you can push your code to. So please, let's go over this and go over the recording. I'll get in touch with whoever is in charge of the group and get added and share this information with us and the recording of today so that we can actually go over it. And if you have questions, please reach out to me. I want everybody to have this done against next class. And then, please, we are still doing one thing here. You can't do too much of this. W3 schools, the HTML and the CSS, please, you will need to go through each of these stuff you have here. It's not compulsory you finish everything, please. Just do as much as you can on this guy and as much as you can on this guy. And then if you want to, we have these guys here. That's HTML reference and the CSS reference. The HTML reference allows you to see all the different stuffs here. So you can easily compare A. You can see A is defined as hyperlink. And if you scroll down here, you can see define a section in the document. So if you are looking for a particular tag, what tag should I use for this? You can always come to this place, to the reference, to look out for the tag to use. Then for the CSS2, you have the reference to here. So you have the reference here. I know some of you are already tired, so that's why you have the recording to go over this again. So you can see the different declarations, aligned center, align all of these, background color, background size, border, font size, all of them, they are listed here. So please check all of these things, check the references, and as well, go through these guys as much as possible against next class. So you have two assignments. The first very important assignment for us is getting the Git done. Then the second one is checking the references on HTML and CSS against next class. Because by next class, I won't be talking much about this tag, that tag. We'll be doing a full page. Like you do the alignment, you see it. So I will be calling on something like align center, display flex, all of those things, so that you won't get there and you'll be like, we don't do magical. So please, you have a lot to do against next class. And I wish us the best.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Don't forget your number, sir.
Okay, I will do that definitely.
Yes, and sorry, I want to for those that actually wants to go further, because I actually take it upon myself to go further with my classes so that at least I can know some things beforehand, so that if I have questions on them, I can ask. You guys can actually sign up on Free Code Camp. It's totally free. So it gives you projects you can do starting from HTML, CSS to JavaScript and everything. And it's very, very easy to use. So yeah, this is the site. So it's very, very easy to use.
Yeah, we have two sites. The first one is W3 Schools, and then the next one is this. But usually I advise to start with W3 Schools because
Exactly.
of the way it's been done. So
Simplicity.
after,
Yeah.
exactly. After W3 Schools, you come to Free Bootcamp. You will enjoy yourself here. But for us that are just starting out, please let's first get the basics from
Are you
them.
all right? Is it because you want to watch?
Yes,
film?
Free Bootcamp too is simple. It's simple to go through. But if you are just starting out at coding,
How you mute yourselves?
if you've not done any programming or engineering field before, if you come to Free Code Camp, it could be scary. That's why W3 School is still the best to start with. Then you can move on to this.
Please, sir, can you spell it? W3 schools, right? Like W3, then schools.
Yeah, sure. Let me open the tab.
W3 schools.
Okay. W3 schools. Okay.
Let me move this guy. So this is W3 schools. W3schools.com.
Okay. Okay.
Then for somebody that wants to go further, you have this. And after this, there are so many stuff too. So please, let's keep to this. I think that will be all for now.
All right, sir. Thank you, sir, for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you for your cooperation.
Please don't forget to drop the video recordings. They always say they would, they don't ever do it.
And the phone number.
All right, so you
And the phone number.
Yeah, sure. I'll do everything there.
Thank you. Have a good week.
And you too, sirs.